Hey, this is Derrik Jordan. Welcome to the World Fusion Show, where we bring you the leading innovators in world fusion music. Today, my guest is Maetar, which is a trio made up of two brothers, one who plays bass, one who plays trumpet, and they have a percussionist. So I just want to say welcome, Maetar, to the World Fusion Show.
Thank you, Derrik. We're so excited to be on this fantastic show, and thank you for the opportunity to share our music with your listeners, with the world.
Well, I'm so glad you could join us today. And you guys do kind of interesting groove-oriented music, and it's sometimes a little spacey, sometimes it's kind of cool. It's kind of a fun thing. Definitely have a lot of funk influence in your music. At least that's what I'm picking up. But also other kinds of ambient kind of vibes. Anyway, so I wanted to just start with you introducing yourself, a little bit about your background. I know both of you grew up in Israel on a kibbutz, and you have, you were playing music, sitting around the table with your grandpa. So what did your grandpa play?
Our grandpa, and first of all, thank you for having us on your show. We're very excited and touched that you love our music and invited us here. Our grandfather played first banjo and then mandolin.
Okay.
And, he was music. He was rhythm. He was all about rhythm. He was also a poet. He wrote a lot of poetry, all in rhyme with profound meanings and reflecting the early life in Israel. So, and all of his sons and daughters play, and mandolin was like big rhythm fest that's going on here.
Big rhythm fest. We like rhythm, especially on the World Fusion Show. So I just wanted to introduce both of you. Itai on our left is our bass player, and Haggai is our trumpet player and plays other instruments. But I just wanted to make sure our listeners knew your names. And what's the name of your percussionist?
So our percussion player, his name is Richard Fultonier. And he's a wonderful, wonderful drummer, percussion player, visionary, video artist, and all-around great guy.
Very cool. Very, very cool. So tell me a little bit about, you're sitting around the table with your grandfather and what you were doing. I mean, you guys have also some different interests. And as you pursued music, you went in slightly different directions, but you've come back together now.
That's one of the most wonderful things about, I think, having a musical family, is that you learn that you can have differences of opinion or difference of taste, but still have something that continuously connects you and have languages that can bring you together. So as children, we always saw music in our home as something that's being part of something that drives everyday interaction. Our grandfather played for hundreds of people just by himself, making them dance. Yeah. And we learned to just communicate with music. So even though in early life, Haggai went a little bit more to the classical side, and I went a little bit more to like the rock and blues and jazz side, we kind of were able to come together and put our shared interest and our shared influence into what we're doing now, which is so wonderful, because playing with family is the best.
Yeah, well, it is. You get that family blend, which is awesome. Now, you guys did a lot of cool stuff back then in Israel, too. You were working with Yemenite and Ethiopian musicians pretty early, before that was very common. Certainly a world music, world fusion thing going on there. What was that like for you?
Do you wanna take that?
It was a great meeting of cultures, and discovering that roots of music really share strange communication. We were playing secret Yemenite women music that was never heard, and mixing it with blues and church and kind of shout, that kind of stuff. We were playing with Ethiopian musicians who were playing rhythms in five,
right,
singing religious songs, and we were mixing them with avant-garde free jazz, and really discovering that we can communicate across these cultures and languages and bring something meaningful.
I'm sorry, go on.
I want to add to this that the thing you discover early on, is the music. Music lives in our bodies, and lives in the heart, lives in the body. And sometimes it sounds like a cliche, but it really is true. Even when you play reading music, music has to begin in the ear. And so I feel that very strongly this is kind of perhaps the greatest gift that we received from our family. And it was so evident when we met and worked, especially for me, because I joined a little bit later to the band that Itai worked with at that point, with the Ethiopian musicians who did not yet speak a lick of Hebrew, no other language, yet there was no issue playing. It was absolutely the that thing that you don't need to explain.
Yeah.
Like Pop said, when I asked him what is jazz, he said, if I have to explain it to you, you will never understand.
Now, I wanted to go to our first video, and this is a tune called Inspiration. So do you want to say something about it?
I mean, I love this tune so much because this tune really encapsulates some of the concept that we speak about and work about. This tune came about completely as an inspiration. We were sitting in the rehearsal, and I started playing that riff, that chord riff, and this melody just came, just like really, just all one piece, and we just grabbed it and put it into music. So the idea that, inspiration comes from the word spire, to breathe, So in Hebrew, the word for spirit and for breath is the same word. Mm. So when you blow your horn, you're actually using the spirit, the ruach. So in a way, that inspiration is really the sound of spirit coming through us.
That's so great. Let's go to the video right now. right, we are back with Maetar, with Guy and Hagai, and very cool video. So tell me a little more about your process. I think you were saying it's all really live and in the moment, without much preconception for what you're doing.
The thing we have developed, the process, and in a way, the greatest gift that happens to us through the years of working together with incredible drummers, musicians, but especially coming to fruition now with Richie, is the ability to walk into our rehearsal space and play. And out of this, the richness of each person's universe is mixed with the other with no, one of our songs is We Say Yes. It's called We Say Yes, because that's how we interact with each other. And the magic that happens are the greatest things that we decide to release, because those are the moments in which there's nothing to say. It's just right there. And so the ability to drop your ego, the ability to completely be in the moment with no preconceived ideas, without the mind jumping and saying, I have an idea that I need to put that C major 7 in there. No, it's not like that. It's exactly the opposite in a way. And I know we together, I cherish this and keep this sacred space for ourselves, and very grateful that this is happening to us.
Yeah.
The point I think that we want to stress is that we're both people who've studied music our whole lives. We played many different musics from around the world, and different musicians, different instruments, studied high levels of composition and theory and all this stuff, composed and arranged and produced other people, all that stuff. However, there's a space, there's a field beyond good and evil, beyond the conception of the duality of our mind that we want to reach. And that place really only happens when you allow and you accept. So the key is how you find musicians that you can really love and respect to the degree where you completely be open and free with, and allow and accept everything that comes. We say yes, and make it into what's happening. Mm-hmm. And like as we're speaking, when we do this good, it's great. When we don't do it that great, it's all right. But the point that when it comes together, it ends up sounding to the listener as if it's a pre-composed piece with sections, with ideas, with stuff, and it's all done completely improvisatory in the moment. And it is a metacognition level of thinking. It's a level where you have to include your feelings, your intellect, your emotions, your spirit, and bring it all, and then just let it go with the other musicians. So again, when we succeed, that's what we really aim for.
Yeah. Well, I would love to go to our next video, which is called Naked Jungle. And, let's just go right to the video right now. Is Derrik Jordan, and I'm joined by Maetar today, which is wonderful. Getting some funky music going on now. So that's a little different than the first one we heard. What's going on there?
Naked Jungle is a piece that evolved over many years, and in the beginning, I happened to conceive of this, but I had preconceived ideas of the rhythm of it, and it never worked. The melody worked, and then the harmonic structure and the ideas, and then one day I just leave rehearsal to go out and get some fresh air, and I come back, and my two brothers are just killing it on this groove, and immediately the melody of Naked Jungle was just, that's it, and that's it, and so that was an incredible gift for my brothers to just put this thing together, and I don't know if you guys meant for that to happen or whatnot, but it just did. And the nice thing about this also allowed us to put in other instruments that I happen to play. In terms of horns, I play conch shells.
What are conch shells, I think?
You know, the mollusks that live in the ocean. They build those houses.
Yeah.
And and then the ancients, dig them out, cut the tip of it, and blow into it, and use it as a weapon and a calling thing. And actually, here's a big shout out to Steve Torre, who taught me how to cut them, and so I owe him a great deal of gratitude for that. I also play some of my Egyptian flutes in it, like the nays or the kawalas, and so that's some of the sounds you're hearing in the jungle.
So you got some new stuff you've been working on, and I wanted to give our audience a little teaser with a new track that you'll be releasing as a single soon called In the Sun. Tell us about that.
Well, that's, first of all, the feeling, it says it all. It happens to be open with the shell feature, and then Tyson plays incredible bass guitar things on it that bagels the mind. It's got a happy melody, it's got a happy groove, and we feel it's a good time to release something new into the world that makes people feel better.
And again, not that it matters to some people, but to bass players and other, everything that you hear is really, again, done with drum, percussion, bass, all the stuff that you hear in terms of the and then all the amazing horns and shells. So you get to dive into, and this song for us, it's really kind of a little bit on the happy side. We sometimes have a little bit more complex. So this song is like, it's kind of like, in a way, let's come out of that Corona, let's come out of the COVID, let's come back into the sun, let's come back to life while being safe. But let's come back to life, kind of. That it's a life anthem.
Well, it's definitely, for me, it's got a soca vibe to it, and that's very happy music in general. So I'd love to go to this, and then after that, we're going to go to another video directly, okay? All right, let's do that right. we are back with Maetar and some cool videos there. Now, what do you guys, tell me a little about your philosophy of music and life and what you're trying to do.
How much time do we have?
Not much.
3 words.
You know, the greatest lessons are the ones that are taught simply, are given simply and taught simply. Some of the most complicated concepts are the ones that in 2-3 words, 1 sentence, and that's it. And so the idea that music is a language is something that we live through and enjoy. And to me, I try to bring all the aspects of my life into everything that I play. I had some health issues I was dealing with, and my practices of Tai Chi, Qigong, Bagua, gardening really, really helped me get perspective on life. For a long time, I couldn't play my flumpet. My main horn is a flumpet made by the great Dave Monette. Shout out to Dave Monette.
Nice.
And I could only play flutes. So my greatest philosophy about everything right now has been is, how is this a gift? How is everything a gift to us? Whatever you were dealt with. And so once I shifted my point of view musically, lively, into this, everything flows better. Everything flows better. And so it's obvious in the music, right? And I wake up, I say thank you. I go to sleep, I say thank you.
I would really like to break it down simply and shortly, because I think that sometimes, a word or a well-placed idea can change somebody's life. So let me try and break it all down in the simplest way that I can. Mm-hmm. Everything that we see, hear, feel, and experience is really all one thing. The true nature of this one thing is consciousness, existence, bliss. It's an aware consciousness that is always in a state of chill and happiness. This is the big picture. That means that all of us on this world are all connected. All of us as humans are connected. This is one family. It's called the human family. And we share depths of ideas and connection that goes beyond words, and enable all of us to tap into much deeper resources of our minds, hearts, and bodies. The way that we found to do this in the music is to create a situation where you can come in, tap into this concept, tap into the idea that you are connected, bring your A game, be the best that you can be. Bring it to the room, and then leave all your ego and all your ideas at the door and be prepared to really play free, to be prepared to be free. This is what we encode very consciously into our music, and hope that when you listen to it, you get these ideas without all that language that I'm saying, but really through the sound itself.
Yeah. Hey, that's great. And you know what? We're just about out of time, so let's go right to the video now. There's our last video. we are back with Maetar. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the World Fusion Show today. It's been just great to have you.
Derrik, I'm so honored and touched that you like our music, that you chose to share it with the world and feature us today. We're honored and happy, and I'm filled with gratitude, and I hope everybody likes our music, and right on, right on, right on.
That's right, thank you. And I wanted to mention drummer Richard Fultonier, who without him you wouldn't hear the music that we hear. Incredible drummer, wonderful human being that we're very fortunate to have in our band. He just couldn't be with us today, but he trusts us to represent him, and I want to make sure that we are keeping him in our mind and our ears. And I wanted to thank you for inviting us and having a chance to share our music. Please continue to listen, everybody, continue to listen to live music, support this show, because Derrik is doing a great work. Amen. You know, listen to the musicians he's playing, and keep listening to live music, keep live music alive. We're going to have to this period now to come back from all that pandemic stuff. Let's keep music alive, let's keep our heart going, let's listen to some Maetar music, and let's rock.
Yes, yes. Well, you said it as well as we could ever say it on the show. Thank you, both of you guys.
Thank you, Derrik.
Hey, this is Derrik Jordan. Thank you for joining us today on the World Fusion Show and being part of the music once again. And we've got so many great shows coming up. Please subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook and share with your friends so we can keep this thing going. And I want to just say a quick shout out to our sponsors, Mackenzie Family Charitable Trust, Dean's Beans, Nancy Feinberg, Ron Dans, and Jeff Green for your generous support. We really do appreciate it. It makes this possible. All right. And as we always like to say on the show, remember, think globally, listen locally, and support independent music.
Thank you.